Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. This is Ralph Phillips. Today we've got clips from the Week 4 Buccaneers at Rams showdown. Now, if you're not aware, these clips that I show are just things that I found interesting. They're not X's and O's. They're more Jimmys and Joes. If you haven't yet, get a chance, check out our podcast, Buccaneers Observer. You can find it on any podcast platform and even right here on YouTube. These plays are not necessarily highlight plays, and they are all in chronological order from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get to it. Very first play of the game, you want your offensive line to be the nastiest unit on the field. If you watch, Jensen starts a fight immediately. And he does this all through the game. Here he is pushing and shoving. Love to see that. Alex Kappa, he unfortunately misses 54 coming around on a loop. 54 ends up getting the Jameis Winston for the quarterback hit. The Buccaneers offense has improved mightily in the run game this year. The offensive line is blocking great for the run. If you notice, we are on the 28-yard line. Peyton Barber gets the ball, and first contact is right there. That's a full 5 yards down the field before he even gets touched. Now, last year, if you notice, if you remember, past few years, he's been getting hit behind the line of scrimmage on run plays. From this angle, you can see it much better. Watch Marpet with a good push, and he pancakes his man right to the ground. That's what you want to see in your offensive line. Offensive line needs to be the toughest unit on the field. On this run play, Jensen gets beat. He ends up falling to the ground, and his guy ends up making a tackle for a loss. That's number 69. On this run play, the Rams have 5 guys stacked to the left, 4 guys stacked to the right, 1 guy up center. Donovan Smith ends up missing a block and just falling forward into the end zone without really blocking anybody. 92 William Golston with a batted down pass. This guy has got to have the record with the Buccaneers for batted down passes and blocked field goals. This is a strange one. You see Vernon Hargreaves is lined up off coverage, and we've got a safety, but he's covering the triple set over here. So Vernon Hargreaves should be covering this side of the field, but what he does is he backpedals, and then when this receiver cuts to the outside, Vernon Hargreaves keeps backpedaling, leaving this guy open. At the end of the play, you can see Levante David talking to Hargreaves. I think he was saying, you kind of messed up there, buddy, because he just keeps pedaling backwards. See right there? Keeps going. And you see David kind of saying something to him. Vita Vea has so much strength and power, and he's very good at reading plays. He's gotten a lot better. If you remember the first part of last year in his rookie season, he had a hard time reading plays. He sniffs out screens incredibly fast now. Watch him throw this guy to the ground. Whoop, and then goes after the screen. That big man can run. Barrett blows right past 77, Whitworth and 70. He blows past 70 so fast, 70 whips around, following him with his eyes like, what in the world was that? If Goff hadn't got the ball out as quick as he did, he would have gotten slaughtered here. Look at this, zip, gone. And I really like this Whitehead guy. Watch him, he just moseys around in the back like he's chilling out. And then when the ball is snapped, he shoots in like a missile towards Goff and ends up getting a piece of this ball, causing an errant pass. This is good stuff. Look at him. He's coming. Look, now he's like, never mind. I changed my mind. I'm coming again. Gets past the running back. Marpet gets beat by Aaron Donald, but we end up triple teaming Aaron Donald. Ronald Jones and Jensen both come over to help. This is how you do it. Little inside move. Whoop. This is another great play by the offensive line. You're going to see Ali Marpet and Jensen double team Aaron Donald. As soon as the ball is snapped, see Aaron Donald's over here. As soon as the ball is snapped, Jensen doesn't even pay attention to this guy in front of him. He goes straight for Aaron Donald, and they both team him. Winston has had a clean pocket this whole game so far. There's also something else I want to show you in this play, so we're going to rewind and watch this. They both immediately go after, and then Daria was over there too. But watch Kappa. He just throws his guy to the ground here at the end. You see right there. Woof! 56. Stay down. That's a first down for Buccaneers. Ryan Jensen ends up getting pushed back by 69. He gets pushed back into Ronald Jones. This causes Ronald Jones to stumble a bit, and he ends up getting tackled for a loss. It was a good play by 69. Watch here, Ronald Jones. He tries to come in and help double team Aaron Donald, and he does, but he gets blowed up in the process. Marpet's got Aaron Donald, and boom, he gets put on the ground. This is a busted up play. They get pressure on Winston. He ends up throwing it out of bounds, but you can see Howard is wide open. He gets even more open as the play develops. There's Jameis. He's getting ready. He's in the throwing motion now. But you can see Howard was open. Same play, different angle. You'll be able to see that Dare, who's right in front of Peyton Barber, misses his block, and the guy ends up getting pressure on Winston, causing him to have to throw it out of bounds. Kappa flat out gets beat by Aaron Donald, who gets the pressure on Winston. But see, Kappa stays with his man. He pushes him 3 times. This is a bad pass by Winston. He tries to get Godwin. Godwin's got coverage on him. And I don't know why Winston threw it to him when he had this guy coming across underneath. And this guy's wide open. But it's just a bad pass by Winston. It's one of the few he throws in this game. Winston gets sacked on this play, but this is a true coverage sack. The offensive line holds him for almost 4 seconds. As you can see, there's nobody open down the field. Winston tries to scramble out. He ends up getting sacked. DeMar Dotson does get beat, but like I said, Winston had 3.7 seconds in the pocket. This was just a coverage sack. The offensive line did well. Bunting does a good job getting down the field, but I like this when he knocks his blocker down right there. And he almost got this ball back in. It's a shame. This is a big play for the Rams. They get pretty good yardage here. What you'll see is Hargrave ends up getting bumped off coverage by Minter. And I'm not talking about just bumped off coverage. He gets laid out, leaving this guy wide open. Boom. That was definitely not Hargreaves' fault. Same play, end zone angle. Hargreaves is not on camera yet in frame. Here's Minter. A couple things about this play. We'll see, but let's go through it. Watch Minter. Boom. He just lays Hargreaves out. And Hargreaves is pretty hurt. But watch Edwards. He's had a problem with this, I've noticed. Just taking wrong angles to tackles. He misses it right there. You see big old Domicong Sue running down the field to make this tackle. That's awesome. But you can still see Hargreaves is laying down back there. That was a pretty big hit. This is the play where Shaq Barrett gets a hit on Goff, causing him to throw an errant pass, and Jordan Whitehead gets the interception. A couple things on this play. We'll get to the Barrett hit in a second. There was also a penalty after the play for unsportsmanship like conduct against the Rams. But watch this. Keep an eye on this coach. Right there. He gets hurt. I don't know who this is, but he gets hurt in this scrum right there. You see? He's bent over, holding his face. I think this guy's helmet lashed back and hit him in the face. Also, pretty neat too. Look at Vita Ved. He does his pose here. He's being all intimidating. All right, here's Shaq Barrett beating 79 for this hit. This is the same play. He causes gets him right on the arm. I think if Whitehead would have taken the left side, gone straight left, he would have probably returned this for a touchdown. Donovan Smith does a great pickup on 54, clearing a hole. Now, Donovan Smith ends up gets tossed to the ground at the end, but this is a really good pickup by him. You can see him. He goes, make sure 90's being blocked. He sees 54 coming in. He eyes 54 the whole time. 54 gets a run and start at this. But Donovan stops him dead in his track. Look at that. And then I think 54 is a little pissed. This is poor blocking by Auclair, 82, and O.J. Howard, 80. Both of their men get by them and end up making this tackle. Auclair ends up blocking nobody. He misses. He totally whiffs on his block. 80 gets beat by 50. '76 Donovan Smith gets beat by 43. Doesn't really get beat. He just gets tossed down. Kind of strange looking. Don't know what happened here. Just a bad balance, but same play. Watch Jensen. 58 jumps up to try and bat the ball down, and Jensen just slams to the ground, pancakes him. This is a touchdown play to Evans in the corner. Winston does a good job here, but he could have thrown the ball sooner. You can see, I'm sorry, that's Godwin. Godwin is open already. He should have thrown it way before he did. He actually gives 23 enough time to run over and almost make a play on the ball. But look at this. You can see that I think that's Bobo Wilson is open as well. So he had two people he could have thrown to for a touchdown. Good play by everybody, except for the Rams defense. I just want to point out that the whole time I've been watching this all 22, I've been seeing these two guys sitting here by the scoreboard. They got some comfortable looking seats, I guess. Sue beats 66 for a pressure. He actually, I think he hits Goff, causing a somewhat of an errant pass. You know, in my previous videos, I've talked about how Minter is a great linebacker, but his coverage skills are not the best in the world. It looks to me like on this play, he does some busted coverage. He stays in the center of the field when he should have come to the left. You can see that there's a man wide open. There's two linebackers in the same vicinity. That's not a good thing. And this guy's wide open. He ends up getting the ball for a decent gain. This is the same play. You're going to see Whitehead come screaming in from out of frame. He gets a piece of this ball. He jumps up, gets a piece of it. You can see it wobbles a bit. Goff still makes the completion. That Whitehead is all over the place. Levante David gets juked out by 81. This is a good spin move by 81. Honestly, you can't really fault David for this. This is just a really good move. Oh, that was sweet. This play is called back on a penalty on Godwin for illegal shift. What happens is he comes over and he sets right here, right there, but he doesn't set long enough. He's supposed to set for a second. You could say that could be on Winston for not looking to see that, make sure that Godwin was set long enough. But watch this. DeMar Dotson just totally destroys number 90 here and creates this huge hole. Move. Look at that. Anybody could run through that. Keep an eye on Jensen during this play. He engages with 69. Look, they just start fighting, pushing. I love that. I love it. I like this play by 76 Donovan Smith. This is Aaron Donald. Smith keeps an eye on him, making sure that he doesn't get through, see if he needs to help with the double team or something like that. But then 56 comes in and tries to get past Donovan Smith, but Donovan Smith ain't having none of it. Boom, and then to the ground. Good play by Sue. He ends up beating 66, and then 55, the center, comes over to help, and Sue pushes him all the way back into Goff. Goff does get this pass off, though. It was really a good pass, and if you see here, this is Shaq Barrett, who almost deflects this pass. This is Edwards, who has great coverage, but just misses it by inches. That was a dangerous pass by Goff. Shaq Barrett almost gets the sack on this play. But what I want you to see is that Goff throws the ball away. He's still in the pocket. This is almost the exact same play that Winston was called for intentional grounding with last week, right there. I wish they'd be more consistent with these intentional grounding calls. I hate them. Here's Shaq Barrett. He beats 12 and 18. Almost gets that sack. That should have been intentional grounding. This is that same play again. Instead of calling intentional grounding, they called Nassib for a late hit on the quarterback. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Rams score a touchdown on this play. It was perfect coverage. And you can also see that Shaq Barrett beats Whitworth, comes within inches of hitting Goff's arm. Look at that. But this is where he throws the ball, and this is just beautiful coverage. I mean, you can't get better coverage than this. And again, another arbitrary rule that sometimes it's called and sometimes it isn't. The 50 hits Winston below the knees, causing him to throw an errant pass. Now, they should have been called, hitting the quarterback below the knees, whatever it's called, personal foul. But it's not at all. And he twists Winston's leg right up. Marpet 74 gets beat by 90 for a quarterback hit. Now, this could have been just as easily been called on 90 as roughing the passer, just like Nassib was called earlier for roughing the passer. But it's just the arbitrary nature of these rules. '69 DeMar Dotson kind of body slams 50 as he jumps up to try to bat the pass down. I think he regrets this one. Boom! Winston makes a good pass here, but you can see Mike Evans is wide open down here at the bottom. That probably would have been for a touchdown. Same play, watch Kappa on 90. He gets him to the ground pretty good on this one as well. And then, look at this, he takes him to the ground. But then look at Jensen. These two guys going at it. Love it. This play should just scare the living daylights out of any opponent we're getting ready to face. We're going to have to watch this 3 or 4 times. Let's watch Vita Vea first. Beautiful spin move. He beats 55 to center and comes barreling in. He would have destroyed Goff if Goff wouldn't have got this ball off. Boom. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's 1. 2. Let's watch Sue. Boom, just pushes his guy straight back. Almost gets his arm up there. Then, let's watch Shaq Barrett. Now, he would have got a sack here if he wouldn't have been held by 61 or 79. I think 79 hold him. Oh, 80. No, 79. Did you see it? He just grabbed hold of the back of his shoulder pads there. Right there. Grabs hold of his shoulder. He was coming in now. 7 seconds left before the halftime. We're up 28-14. I want to point out, they're still chilling. They got the lockdown corners up there by the scoreboard. I want to see if they're there after halftime. Start of the third quarter, and yep, they're still there. They are enjoying those spots. Good for them. I try not to get too preachy on these videos, but the NFL rules are ridiculous, and they've gotten so ridiculous. I have scoured for hours to find out how this is a penalty. It's a penalty on Nunez Roches. It's called roughing the snapper. Now, the rules are to protect the long snapper because he's considered a defenseless player. You cannot charge at him. You cannot line up over top of him. As a matter of fact, you have to be outside his shoulder pads at the lineup. Now, Nunez is doing that. He's outside there. What he does is he shoots the gap. He makes contact with the right guard. The right guard, he tries to shoot the gap, and the right guard pushes him into the long snapper, and they call a penalty on him. I have no idea why this is a penalty, and it gives the opportunity for the Rams to go back down the field. Unfortunately, they don't. They end up having to kick the ball again, trying this field goal from this same spot. But this is just garbage. It's complete garbage, and officiating has got to be corrected in the NFL, or it's going to kill the game. I'm going to slow it down so you can see. He shoots the gap. He doesn't rough the snapper. The snapper's standing up. He never hits the snapper's head. or neck area. He lined up properly. If anything, you could say that the guard pushed him into the snapper, but that is not a penalty. That should not be a penalty, and it's a joke. So just thought I'd throw that out there. A little bit of ranting. Vita Vea with a great spin move on 66. Almost gets to Goff. Gets a piece of the ball, it looked like. We ran this almost exact same play twice in a row, the first time to much better effect. However, take a gander at this. You see Mike Evans locked, blocking 21. 21 swipes his hand right there, chop blocks, and then Evans is like, take this hand to the face. DeMar Dotson ends up pushing 56 into Kappa. 90, they do a stunt, 90 and 56. They both end up getting by because Dotson and Kappa end up running into each other and falling down, causing a hit on Jameis Winston. And it's an errant pass. This should have been an interception. We're lucky it wasn't. While we're here, let's go ahead and watch a little shimmy shimmy from Matt Gay. There it is. And then watch our long snapper 97. He loves to grab people by the legs and pull it up. He's done that twice now. Will Golston with a good pushback on 70, pushing him right back into Goff. Goff was very lucky to get this out. Nice play by Levante David. He gets around 70 as Minter crashes down on the center, 55. Levante David twists around and gets a hit on Goff as he throws this ball. And good tackling. The Rams try to be tricky and snap the ball quick before the defense is set. What they don't expect is Whitehead, 31, comes rushing in. Nobody touches him. He causes Goff to have to throw the ball up, and Shaquille Barrett tips it to himself for an interception. This is a beautiful play. Good stuff right there. You're going to see Donovan Smith do what looks like a punch right to the chest of this guy. I mean, he like waits and winds up. He's pretty interesting. Bam! This is the formation I've been waiting to see all year long. If you notice, there's 3 tight ends, Auclair, Howard, and Cameron Brate. Cameron Brate ends up going and scoring the touchdown. This is a very interesting play design. It's an option with both receivers. In the sense, this is kind of what Bill Belichick does a lot with his receivers. He has them identify the cover man, which in this case, Evans is being covered by that guy. Brate has to figure out which one of these guys is covering him. It ends up being this guy here. So what Brate does when they identify the coverage man, they run straight at him, just like that. And what that does is it takes away leverage, quarterback's leverage, if the receiver decides to break in or break out. Now in this one, it's obvious he's going to break in, but the cornerback doesn't know this. What he does is he runs straight for this guy and takes away his inside leverage, and then Brate cuts in, gets the touchdown. This is a great play. We're going to start seeing a lot more of this triple tight end set stuff. I've been excited to see it all year long. I was so happy to see it. Happy to see it turned into a touchdown too. So he runs straight at the cornerback and then cuts in. Touchdown, Brate. We talk about the offensive line, wanting them to be the toughest unit on the team. Watch Jensen. He goes over to help double team Aaron Donald, and he gets hurt, and you see him take a knee. Somebody comes over, I think it's Marpet, and starts calling for help, and Jensen's like, nope. He gets up, walks it off. Look at that. Start of the fourth quarter, and our fans are still here, soaking in the sun. Those are some diehards. They have not moved this whole game. Nacho forces his way around 66. Gets a pressure on Goff. It's 2.7 seconds. Pretty decent. Minter and David both get by their blockers and end up meeting at the quarterback for a Goff sandwich. Quite tasty if you're a Buccaneers fan. Very next play, you see Minter beat the running back who tries to block him coming in on the blitz. David blitzes as well, but he gets caught up in the scrum. Minter goes through, hits Goff, causing an errant pass. Sue hooks his hand underneath the shoulder pad of 66 and then just pushes him out of the way for a pressure on Goff. (45-27) in the fourth quarter. Pretty tough for the Rams. Our diehards are still here, but other people are leaving. Seems like it's time to go. This is great coverage, but Whitehead comes blazing in right up through the middle of the line. There's a huge gap there that they create, forcing Goff to have to just wing this ball. It almost gets picked off. If he didn't get that off, Whitehead was going to slaughter him. Vita Vea gets good push here, pushes his man right back into Goff and almost gets his hand up in it. Look at that. Causing him to flush the pocket, and boom, bad pass. Vea with the quickness to shoot inside, goes straight up the gap, almost gets to Goff, causing a bad pass. Ooh, look at that. Big boy's got some moves. Oh, that wasn't a bad pass. My bad. Golston beats his man for a pressure. Quarterback hit. I think it's number 70 he beats. Swipe. Boom. (9:27) in the fourth quarter. Score is 45-27 Buccaneers. And we're going to check in on our superfans. Still going strong. Whitehead comes blazing in through another hole. Jumps up, ends up getting his hand on Goff's arm as he throws it, causing an errant pass. I like that Whitehead. Sometimes they show this scoreboard instead, so we can't check up on our super fans, but it's fourth quarter, 8:25 left to go, 3rd and 10 on the 11. Score is 45-34 Buccaneers. We have the ball. This is a big play. Jameis throws an interception for a pick six. Couple of things, actually quite a bit happens on this play. Now, right there, Evans is going down the sideline, and he's going to be open. The ball should be about right here, somewhere in that area, when he catches it. Now, the first down marker is here. He's way past first down marker. All we're trying to do is get a first down here. That's what's important. This guy, Dare, number 44, is open. Now, he could have possibly caught the ball and gotten the first down. Don't know. But this was a pretty decent decision by Jameis Winston. Unfortunately, it's an interception for a pick six. Now, when I first saw this play, I thought, oh, Jameis Winston messed up. Oh, and then there's this right there. Donovan Smith just lays Marcus Peters out. He actually went into the tent with a concussion protocol and also had lacerations on his forehead. But here's what I want you to see. This is not Jameis's fault. But you can see Donovan Smith is getting pushed back a little bit, but this guy gets his hand out and causes it so Jameis cannot step up into this throw. That causes it to be just a tad bit short. Right there. He actually hit Jameis. But then watch this. You see Donovan Smith just lays out Peters on this return. There's Donovan right there. He's watching. He thinks it's not going to make it. Then he comes running across. Boom. Lays him out. Now, this guy bends over and gets up in Donovan Smith's ear. It's very strange. It's like he's talking to him like, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. He's going to be all right or something. I don't know. It doesn't look like he's mad at him. Very strange. But that's an interesting play. DeMar Dotson lays this guy out. It's a pretty good block. He's like, what in the world just happened? Ndamukong Suh beats his man 66 for a pressure on Goff. Shaq Barrett actually gets beat on this one. He gets the tie hold put on him by 77 and pushed to the ground. But keep an eye on Suh. He beats his man here. Boop. 1:29 left to go in the fourth quarter. The score is 48-40 Buccaneers. It's 4th and 8. Super fans are still hanging. Got to give them credit. On this play, Carl Nassib, number 94, gets called for encroachment. It ends up not being Carl Nassib. I just missed it. This guy flinches right here. Here, rewind it real quick. Watch this guy right here. He flinches. Right there. 1:17 in the fourth quarter. The Rams just got a first down on a bad penalty on Nassib for encroachment. Super fans are still hanging. On this play, Shaq Barrett beats the right guard, or the right tackle, on a beautiful spin move and gets a fumble. Jared Goff, Ndamukong Suh scoops it up, runs it in for the score. Oh, that's just pretty. But my favorite part of this play, I think, well, besides Suh's dance in the end zone that he does, is watch what he does to Goff as he's running by him. There's Suh. He just shoves Goff down to the ground as he's running by him. Right there. He's like, I'm going to shove your quarterback down, grab your ball, and score a touchdown. That pretty much seals the deal. Good play, Suh. Fourth quarter, this is immediately after the Ndamukong Suh scoop and score. Our super fans, I think they've about had enough. One of them standing up for the first time. And let's see what ends up happening the next play, if they're still there. 1 minute and 6 seconds in the fourth quarter. We just scored the extra point to make it 55-40. And it appears that superfans have had enough. The stadium is gone. Empty.
This has been the Buccaneers Observer. Don't forget to like and subscribe.